another episode of Bass Life and Bullshit. Today we got a very special guest, all the way from Memphis, Tennessee, quartet baby. Just like myself, Ashley Ave.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah. What's up? Thank you so much for having me to run.
for sure, I appreciate you. You already know. I thank you
Quartet
for,
baby.
that's where we came from.
Damn, I don't know about no quartet.
I mean, you don't have to know, but that's where you came from. Wherever you want. Hey, oh, you said
Damn,
they
I don't
don't
know
know. You
about
said they don't
no
know. Oh, okay.
quartet.
Oh,
Damn,
damn.
they
Oh,
don't
no. Oh, no, not too
know
many.
about no quartet.
Nah, if they watching, they probably do.
But
No lie, just because of the people that this guy. I don't know though. We're gonna
yeah,
see. We're gonna see.
we
But
gonna see.
let me tell y'all a little bit about Ashley. She's a songwriter, artist, producer, curator, promoter. I mean, the list goes on. You can go forever. You know what I'm saying? But she's a
Yeah,
very dope songwriter. She got her own music, and then she write for other people as well.
yeah.
Correct. So
Right.
I want you
Yeah.
to tell the
And
people a
and
little
it's
about
funny
you,
because
bro.
that's such a new thing.
What's that?
I was saying that it's funny because writing for other people, that's kind of a new thing, but it
Okay.
feels like I've been doing it for years and years now because things have been going so fast. You
Mhm.
know what I mean? Especially with Southern Soul picking up the way that it is. It just man kind of really the fact that this is like the first genre that I took the initiative to write for somebody else in. Um it was just kind of like right on time.
Okay.
So it feels like, man, I'm so, far deep in it, but I'm really a newbie, and that's funny.
Nah, that's fire though, because it definitely feel like you've been doing it forever. But give the
Yeah.
people an insight on what Southern Soul is and the movement that you got going, because you've been moving
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah. So man, Southern Soul is basically it's a subgenre of blues, black blues. That's a little bit more of a cross between R&B, hip hop sometimes, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
But it has this really deep undertone of soul and blues. Um Yeah, but earlier we mentioned quartet music,
Mhm.
and I say, oh, they don't know nothing about quartet music. But I'm gonna say this: quartet music, which is a subgenre of in gospel, right? That's a little more black, a little more soul. um, it's really like the first cousin of Southern Soul. A lot of times, you know what I mean. I got homies right now that do Southern Soul, but they still do quartet. You know what I mean?
Yep.
People like Sharmika Joquel, if you guys are familiar with her, well, she's from North Carolina, but she's super popular in South Carolina with King George. She still does quartet music, you know what I mean? And she will tell you, I say, well, why don't you put a little bit of this in your show or whatever? She'll say, that's for the church. So it's a, I mean, it's a place that, man, people, it's a difference for sure. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely a line between, and people that know carry it with a badge of honor, right? And pride. But yeah, it's two man subgenres of music. That as far as, being black goes, man, it's just doing what it's doing right now. And
Nah,
I
for
personally
sure.
feel like it's making black music safe again.
Absolutely, absolutely, and I think you moving the culture for sure with it. Down there in the
Yeah.
south, you doing your thing.
Thank you.
Especially, I love the line dances.
Yeah.
I think you do like the festivals or like I don't know what is it called.
Yeah, so it's a partnership with the Memphis River Parks for a three-part activation called Stepping on the River. Line dancing is such a wave right now, but it's always been, what I mean, a deep root of the culture. I look at it as like an ancestral connection. But with me writing and producing Southern Soul right now, or just really focusing in this genre, it I was like, we gotta have some culture of line dancing down here. You know what I mean? Where people know this is where we can go to get that. You know what I mean? This is where we go and we going viral. This is where, you see what I'm saying? We needed that over here in this region. And I'm a creator. You know, I don't know. I have a little hard time like fitting in sometimes or like going and like trying to be a part. I just, say what is it that I feel like I need or what is it that I feel like the community needs and let's just create that. You know what I mean?
Mm.
People that want to be a part, they'll come and be a
Leader,
part. You know what I
not a
mean?
follower. You know what I'm saying? And that's okay. You can lead the people.
Yeah.
You know,
But you gotta, know how to
you
follow. But you know what I mean?
absolutely,
It's
you gotta know how
time.
to
It's
follow,
time. But
but
yeah,
yeah, you gotta know when to do your thing too, and when it's right.
yeah.
Like the timing
So
you chose is definitely right.
right.
Because
And I'm gonna say this about the space that we creating with Southern Soul here in Memphis. Like everybody in Memphis knows what Southern Soul is, but it doesn't mean that we have a really big space for it. You see what I'm saying? Like Southern Soul doesn't. I was on the radio interview the the day with a really popular Southern Soul station that's rooted out of Memphis, 104.1.
okay,
Shout out to Lamont, Tate Jones on the microphone. Um, but we were having an interview and I was telling him that, I don't really see where Southern Soul is a part of the Memphis community economically. You
mhm,
know what I mean?
mhm.
We've all seen how big of shows these Southern Soul shows are. You see what I'm saying? But in Memphis, we don't have them. You know what I mean? You got to go a little bit on down it, and that's okay. But it's facts though, So I just felt a space here that really needed to be tapped into. So
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. You found that market that was missing in the town, and you brought it to the to life. Really,
yeah,
especially with the
right,
other side.
yeah.
That's crazy. Congrats on all that too.
On me, thank you. It be so
And
lit, y'all. So if
and
y'all,
you,
ever around Memphis, y'all come on down.
yeah,
Last Wednesdays of the month.
tap in, y'all.
Yeah.
Where is it?
It's at Tumley Park, right under the canopies. You know that we just did a whole big renovation at Tumley Park, so it's absolutely beautiful. Shout out to the city for that because it's amazing. But it's right under the canopies, so it's shaded and stuff like that. But that's where they play basketball and everything,
Yeah,
right there.
that's hard.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
But you say you write for different artists now, and I know it's a few, and
Yeah.
and to the point where you charted on the right, like
On Apple
Billboard or
Music
Apple Music,
Blues charts.
Okay, Apple
Yeah.
Music Blues chart.
Yeah, yeah, it's been crazy. So, Anthony Q, I got, I don't know, maybe like 4 or 5 records on Anthony Q, at this point. But that was the first artist that, really opened up himself to me, in the space of writing. And yeah, so but he doing his thing right now for sure in Southern Soul. Like, so y'all check out Anthony Q. But it started there and then I broke an influencer named Bodacious, Big Bo.
Big Bo.
Um, yeah, the big old horse, you know what I mean? Super viral record for her. And it was crazy because like she was literally like she wasn't doing music, you know what I mean, at first. Like I was like, I wanna see, you know what I mean? I wanna see what I can do, you know what I mean, with from zero. And man, she booked and busy, you know what I'm saying, all summer, like 2 great records, you know what I mean? A lot of collaborations at this point. So I think that I'm really understanding like the capacity of me as a creator, as a producer, you know what I mean, with projects like that.
Yeah, that's fire.
Yeah.
It's like it's been. I feel like you've been like on a run almost.
Yeah.
Because you had one song out. I can't remember the name of the song, but it's like what am I?
Oh, where them fans at? Yeah.
What am
Yeah. So y'all, that's that Southern Soul Train, man. Yeah, that's my latest release.
I playing with her?
That thing right there.
Crazy. She got
That's the epitome.
she
That is the epitome of quartet. It's the epitome of quartet and Southern Soul being first cousins. You know what I'm saying? Perfect marriage. That's the joint with my god sister Sharisi. A lot of people know her as Ashley Mackey. Has done a lot of stuff in the backgrounds, man, with Jacqueline Carr. You know what I mean? A lot of great people. So she's a flat foot performer, you know? So if you look at it, we go from an Anthony Q, which he was already buzzing, a little bit more on the like rap, soul rap side, and then we went to Bodacious, you know what I mean, which was more of an influencer, right? And then we went to Sharisi, which is a flat foot performer, you know what I mean? BB Keys, cruise ship.
Yeah.
So man, yeah, I feel like we got a great catalog, a great portfolio over here at Hit Avenue. Yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely. But we skipped the first question somehow. I got so into wanting to talk about you. What's your favorite bass line of all time?
Oh, my favorite bass line. How do we miss that one, Tarron?
Uh,
My favorite bass line is Let's Do It Again by the Staple Singers. Oh,
okay.
that bass line right there. Dun, 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 boom, boom.
What?
Yes.
Something like that. That's hard. That's my.
I'm talking about,
I know
oh, that jump right there.
I'm talking about. You get that South in here. You start. Yeah. That I got you. I love that.
That's one of them ones, man, historical. They need a plaque for just their bass line, baby. Yeah.
So, and we know you from Memphis, right?
Yeah.
Right. It's like, so how do you feel like Memphis has shaped your musical taste and journey?
I feel like Memphis, it give you that variety. You know what I mean? It to where you get a little bit of rap, you get a little bit of and I'm gonna say this, cadences. That's what Memphis influences. You know what I mean? My cadences, my understanding for you gotta still always have your ear to the streets. You know what I'm saying? My willingness to accept new, different music, you know what I mean? The YN music, you know what I mean? And try to understand, like, okay, what are they trying to say? You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that's what Memphis does for me. And then my Mississippi side, that's what makes me do everything with soul. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah, that's fire. That's what's up. So, like,
Hmm.
I want to say creatively, how do you balance being an artist and a curator, or doing the other things that you do as well, like songwriting? You know.
Right. Um, that's a great question because that within itself can get to be a lot. Understand the importance of team building,
Hmm.
you know what I mean, delegation, because um the thing is when I'm creating these things, I have to make sure that I'm being super precise when it comes to the music placement. You know what I mean? Am I retargeting these people, really taking the steps to convert them from uh followers into fans, you know? Um so just really things like that, man, getting them QR codes active, you know what I mean? Like making sure that people know like this is what's right here in front of your face. Make sure, you know what I mean? Or this is the standard. Well, before you come in that door,
Mm.
scan that code. Let me see. Let me see your file.
Yeah.
So just man, getting really precise with these events. Recognizing the purpose. Um, and
Yeah.
yeah, that's what I say. So a couple things like for example with the stepping on the river. I do an email blast. Making sure that I'm really collecting the database. You know what I mean of these people. Um, Retargeting. Doing things like creating my own playlist. You see what I'm saying? This is this playlist from Stepping on the River. But of course, they're gonna, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna get X amount of records from Ashley Ave. You know what I mean? So it's just that balance of saying like, you know what I mean? I remember that I have an identity that's bigger than or that you know what I'm saying that belongs to me.
I got you.
Aside from my purpose and my mission.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
It's like structure.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
right. Yeah, that's
Mm.
for sure. And I think for creative, that can get to be such a hard thing because we can be so hands on with everything, right? We feel like every part of it is our baby,
For sure.
but
Hard to take.
yeah, you got to,
You know, you got to take your feelings out of it for real, because
yeah,
then you can let it go.
right,
To a certain extent, you still want to care because you still want to make sure it's right and everything.
yeah,
But you got to trust that the people that you're gonna let into your space is able to
mm-hmm,
do the job that you
right,
that you wanted them to or that they signing up for, whatever the case may be.
Right. Yeah. And then and just touching up on that, so like an artist versus a songwriter.
Mm-hmm.
That's really a balance to be kept, because a lot of times when you write for an artist, they may not go the extra mile to say, hey, this person wrote this song. Hey, this person produced that song. Hey, you know what I mean? Right.
You know,
So if you're not, you know what I mean? Right. But you make sure you get through paperwork, right? And you know what I'm saying? And from there, you add your feelings about it, because it's like, it has to be a line drawn between when you say, I'm gonna allow this person to be the face of this song. You see what I'm saying? Allow her fans to jump on, you know what I mean, and embrace this as her own.
right. Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, even though a person can have opportunities to cross promote with you and show love or whatever, it don't mean they always got to, or that they always will.
Right.
And you gotta know, you know what I mean? Are you okay with that? You see what I'm saying?
You though, you know what I'm saying? Because you, even though you're an artist and you do your thing, you don't let that, uh, you know, go in between what you got going for somebody else. You know, you don't
Yeah,
try to overpower them by being like, well, we got this song coming out, but you know what I'm saying? I'm
yeah.
like this. You just kind of let it all just organically happen.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, and it's like, knowing that, man, you got to do your own work. You got to do your own PR. You know what I mean? Only we responsible for that. You know what I mean? Only we responsible for making sure that the world know that, this is the role that I played in the grand scheme of things, you know?
Right.
So, um, yeah. Yeah, it's really just that, you know what I'm saying?
What's your
So,
like your vision for your overall uh business and company that you got?
mhm. Yeah. So my overall vision for Hit Avenue, as I like to put it, is an overall creative agency, to where we formulate healthy partnerships with artists, healthy partnerships with producers. You know what I'm saying? Because one thing that I can say about my brand is that people trust my brand. You know what I mean? They know that if I call a producer about a song, if I call a writer in to write on the song, you know what I'm saying? Actually, I'm gonna make sure that paperwork is right. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna do my due diligence to really take that type of care or whatever. And I think that that's what I want my company to reflect. You see what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to own these individuals, because that's the one thing that I don't want. You know what I mean? Or as a person that's experienced my own trauma, I don't want to go in no cage no more. And I don't want to feel like that, right?
All
So
right.
it's my mission to let people know, like, that's how I move.
Mm,
So
I like
yeah,
that's fire.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
But you need a team, though. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, what's the safest way for us to do that?
And I've been talking about this on recent episodes. It's like very hard, to find that team that aligns, and everybody is on the same page to get to the goal instead of it being a
Yeah.
project. I think it can be an individual project, but like, I know some creative teams that they were or production teams, they would have a bunch of people in a room and then they would just work on maybe this person's and
Mm-hmm.
it's like they got two or three studios in one building. It's like a factory where they just everybody going to each room.
Right.
It's not where it wasn't a whole lot. It may have been some ego in there somewhere, but you know, we couldn't tell because they got the work done. You know,
Right.
they was able,
Yeah,
they was able to put their egos to a
for
side.
sure.
Hardest part is getting the work.
You want to know something that I can really like prove and like say, and also, when you talk, you're gonna have to stay up in your microphone because it'll fade away.
My bad. I got
But
too loud.
but man, it shows the lack of like infrastructure that we can have in Memphis, or around these here parts.
Mhm,
um um but when you look at collaborations, that list of credits that
mhm,
are on big records, you know what I'm saying? Or that I produced, you know what I mean, in other places or whatever. You got a whole list of credits. When
Really,
you look at stuff, you know what I mean? Yeah, when you look at stuff that's produced here, it shows. I mean, we all have such this defense because on a person's song, that single or their album, whatever, it's very few collaborators. You see what I'm saying? Like you will have one person that's okay at something that'll say, but they would rather say, "I did this." You know what I'm saying? Executive produced by me. I did the writing. You know what I mean? And it's like, yeah, but is it the best thing for the product though?
exactly, exactly, and
You
that's
know?
tough. Cause it's like when you said the credits, you made me think of like movies. If you go to
Hmm.
that, you gonna see thousands of names. You know what I'm saying for one movie, and
Yeah.
that movie could be an hour and 20 minutes, but it took
Hmm.
1,000 people to get that movie done. You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
music can be similar, not to that many number of people, obviously, but I think you should definitely keep it where you collaborating and working to make the product better, not necessarily just
Yes.
out, doing it.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, we need quality control, not control
Right.
control. You see what
Exactly.
I'm saying? It's
Uh, it-
yeah, so I got people blowing hit me back in my phone right now because I didn't text them this morning. Yo, you trying to work? Right, yo, what's up? You trying to work? You trying to work? You know what I mean? Like you gotta, man, you gotta stay at it. And that's one thing that I can say of why I feel like I have moved as fast as I have in this because I'm not intimidated by collaborating at all. You know what I mean? I'm not scared of the no.
You shouldn't be because it helps. It helps everybody.
Yeah,
It don't just help you, but it helps the other person as well. It helps the product. The fans, everybody gets, what they want. They get, a quality product. You don't have.
yeah,
So I'm telling you, I've been working on that for a while, just trying to build a team. I've talked to you about this.
yeah,
So
right.
it's tough, especially when people want certain things from you, but not willing to reciprocate. You know that
Yeah.
a lot of favors, but don't want to pay the price, but don't want to reciprocate it.
For sure.
It's tough
Yeah.
when you're trying to
Right.
build it.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think also like when I going back to the young people, man, like you gotta keep you a few young people in your circle because for one they don't have so many obligations. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes like people may not have the capacity or the leisure of collaborating. Um, because they got so many responsibilities. They got kids, they got places they got to be. You see what I'm saying? So their attention is so divided.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Their money so divided.
Mhm.
Um, but getting people that really have that availability so that you can put them in a position to succeed. Because sometimes we may have a homeboy and he cold. I
Mhm.
got so many homeboys in Memphis that's cold blooded.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? But if I put him in a position, say, hey, this is who we're gonna use for this. You know what I mean? Like we're gonna put it on the schedule, this and the third, send deposit, this is what we're gonna do. But at the same time, I know that same homeboy, I'm gonna be stressed out the whole time because it's a chance that he ain't gonna even follow through, but he the best.
Oh man,
You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? Versus, you take time and seek out people that really had that availability, you know what I'm saying, the capacity to really meet you where you are. You know what I mean? Like that's all it is. Like because your homeboy, he could have great intentions, but you know what I mean? He don't have the capacity to meet you where you at. And that's okay.
but I'm glad
Yeah.
that you brought up the young people because you
Hmm.
also a full time mother.
Yeah.
You also you like take I've seen like you take young people into your home to like you take care of them. You know,
Yeah.
and I think that's
It's funny, man. I never really get to have this conversation with people. Like, no, I don't talk about it. You know what I'm saying? I don't broadcast it so people wouldn't know, but
uh,
yeah.
I think that's cool, and people should know that about you. You know what I'm saying? I think people should definitely know that,
Yeah.
not just
Yeah, man. It's just I don't know, and it's not something that, I necessarily be looking for or um it's know, I don't know. Sometimes you just gotta be willing to do what you feel like God just put your in your heart to do. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Saying that I just take in anybody or whatever. But I feel like, when I'm in my seasons of being blessed and I can, you know what I mean? And somebody with a plan, and we can make this make sense. You know what I mean? Let's make this make sense. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just a seed to be watered for real. People pour, you know what I mean? Pour water into me. Um, when stuff was hard for me, and it may have seemed small to them, but at that seed me, where maybe I was so in the red, right? Them giving me what they gave, that consistency, that you know what I mean, that friend, that stability or whatever, or that guidance, it me to the next level. So I just think, man, that's part of what God wants us to do with our energy. It's human beings.
No,
So
you doing it.
I say everybody, because it's some people out there that are like filthy rich, and they don't care nothing else. Maybe God put them here to figure out atomic. That's all God wants them to do. Okay, I don't know, but you know what I'm saying. Wait, say that again.
I said they just moving the money around.
Your phone cut out. You cut out.
Oh, my bad. Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. But yeah, that's
Okay.
what God got them doing. You know what I'm saying? They shufflers.
Yeah, they
That's
shuffle.
it.
All right.
So they shufflers. So I can't say, man. But that's what God, just always kind of had me, operate in that type of space, and I'm good at it. So
No,
I ain't got no
yeah,
complaints, man, about any way that I've helped in the past. So yeah.
that's cool. Um, like with the young people, what do you like a young artist? What would be your advice to them?
um,
Trying to think.
like Miley Cyrus, yeah, like Miley Cyrus said, man. She said, it's the climb, you know, appreciating the climb, because I think especially in this day and age, things can be so instant. You
Mm-hmm.
see what I'm saying? That where we expect that instant gratification. But it's like, man, what fun is life if everything that you do, or what is life if everything that you do comes just immediate? You see what I'm saying? It's like you won't have no life experience, you know what I mean? About falling down and getting back up and knowing your way the next time. So it's like, man, having grace for yourself, but it's like figure out who you want to be, what you want to represent. You know what I'm saying? That's what I say, because when you know your why,
Mm-hmm.
anything else that transpire in life, that why will keep you rooted. You see what I'm saying? Of why you even headed this way. Cause I can be that way, like, Lord, where am I going?
I
You
think
know
a lot
what I
of people
mean? But when I gotta get back to that why, when I remember that why,
should move.
yeah.
Like
So that's what I got.
y'all listening, y'all heard her. All right.
Yeah, man. So y'all follow me everywhere, y'all.
Follow.
Ashley Ave, like the street. Okay. Spotify, Apple Music, all that good stuff. And I gotta mention the YouTube experience, because that's a whole different experience. Okay. We didn't really talk so much about me being a creative director, but man, y'all go get the Ashley Ave video experience. Tap in. Last thing, and it's something new that
I
I
can
had to
close
add
you
to
out.
my list.
Close you out yet? Hold on.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead. You can keep going. I'm with
Let me say this. This is something new, because I was trying to make sure that I remember to put these things out here, y'all. Um, Eventbrite. Follow me on Eventbrite. I know a lot of people don't say that, but I'm really trying my best to um allow people to fall in love with the different dimensions of me. So you got the music on the streaming platforms, YouTube. You got the visual experience, with things that I've done for myself and others. And then Eventbrite, you got the experiences, the in-person experiences, stuff that y'all can come be a part of. So, yeah.
you. Yep. Y'all follow her. Yeah, that is my first time hearing somebody say follow me on Eventbrite. I'm gonna have to tap in myself. That's a good
Yeah.
because you get to see all the events, you know, maybe get the notification,
Right.
something like that. Yeah, that's
Right. You just really be a part of, it's an opportunity to just really be a part for real. You know what I mean? Like I like to reach out and touch my people. So
All right.
yeah.
Normal format of this show is base life and bullshit, but we kind of went life based life. And now we got
Okay.
a little bullshit in it.
We got a bullshit. Okay.
Uh, so tell me something like give me a story or something crazy that you've seen at one of these shows. Like what's been your crazy experience, I guess? Anything?
um,
I know it could be
yeah.
crazy. It's in the South in Memphis.
Yeah. Um, oh, I know. So I was coming out of a show. The show was kind of letting out. So, I'm coming out the back or whatever. And I walk around the building because I'm really kind of like, so we was on Bill Street. So I'm like, you know what I mean? Let's go out to the city a little bit. But the police were out there and a couple of them had the horses. If you ever been to Memphis, y'all, they'll bring the horses out or whatever too. And this guy started, shooting his shot or whatever, and he was like, "Lord have mercy, ooh, that's a stallion." But he starts doing the horse movement. It was so I was like, Lord, I don't know if I'm flattered or so shamed, but it was a big Memphis moment. It was such a Memphis moment. Like
For sure.
he
That's
couldn't even help himself. You know what I mean?
Lord.
Like, see,
Like
Lord have mercy.
Memphis is funny, y'all. I'm telling you, you could be anywhere and people will say the craziest stuff. That
Y'all, he was carrying on. It's the fact that he held it so long, bro. He was going. I'm like, you really gonna do this to me?
uh
But yeah, Memphis is a place where people don't hold back. The people, the beggars in front of the store, they would ask you for money and your number at the same time. No shame. You understand me?
and don't be a dude, a nigga walking out and don't give them no money. They gonna start checking you instantly. I
They
don't know.
check you. All of those.
To me, you be like, bro, not right now. I ain't got no cash. They own you instantly. Like, damn, what's
Broke ass nigga.
this nigga? You like, hold on.
You come to Memphis, baby, you gotta have some self-esteem on you,
That's
okay?
a self-esteem. You just gotta be like, just be cool with like, cause people just be talking. Like they don't really be mean. They just trying to be funny. Drive
Mm-hmm.
through. If you say what's up, man, to drive through, they gonna start checking you. No lie. Like you
On
say,
me.
what's
You
up,
like,
man? They
yeah,
start going in on you. Oh man.
right. So, yeah. So that I think, man, that was the one that really
Galloping
took
up
the
the
cake
street.
for me.
He he horsing
Huh?
around. So he galloping up the street, horsing around.
He nah, he didn't go up the street. He
Oh, he
just
just
started,
stopped. He just
but he just stopped. He was just going. You know what I'm saying? I was like, oh my God. Like, I mean, I'm flattered. You feel me? I'm flattered because I'm gonna think y'all go follow me on social media and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Get the
hurt.
body experience.
Y'all hurt
But
me.
I'm like, really? Yeah. So
Oh, that's
that's what I got for y'all.
you know what I'm saying, Ashley. I thank you for doing this. I appreciate you, and y'all make sure y'all check it out. That is it stepping on the river?
Stepping on the river.
Stepping on the
Yep,
river.
stepping on the river, y'all. And it's free.
It's
It's
free.
totally free. It's totally
Park.
free for the community, y'all.
Y'all
Tom Lee Park
tap
from
in.
6 to 8 p.m. Okay. My next one is August 27th. And I don't know when you plan on airing this, but August 27th is my next one, y'all. So come out and rock with your gear.
Y'all rock out, man.
Fans and boots and all that carrying on
Yup, and
in the
Instagram.
city.
Give me your Instagram one more time and your YouTube.
Ashley Ave underscore music. Okay. That's my Instagram. That's all of my social media. Ashley Ave, like the street. YouTube, Ashley Ave. Make sure y'all subscribe. And then Ashley Ave on Eventbrite.
Y'all heard her. Y'all hit that button. And that's another episode of Bass Life and Bullshit. Thank y'all for joining, watching. Hit that subscribe button and holler at your boy. Peace.